I am Damien from Pulling Money Trading. This week I'll be doing some technical analysis, right, for the week November 21st to 26th, right. If you're new to this channel, click the subscribe button, turn on the notification to get notified when I post more videos. Alright, first I have some trading rules. The aim is to consistently pull money out the market. No trading strategy is 100% effective. Don't risk more than 2% of your account balance on any one trade. Use at least a 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio when taking a trade. Eliminate the fear of losing. Losing is a must in trading. Trade your system over and over, win or lose. Ensure that your trading system have at least a 50% win rate. Making money trading solely depends on the trader, not the trading system. It takes military style discipline to be a successful trader. Alright, so I'm going to go over to trading view. Alright. So first I'm going to go over to the GBP USD. Alright, so in my last technical analysis, right, GBP USD came into this era. I said that the GBP USD would come into this era, right, which will act as support, right, because the 4-hour, I'm on the 4-hour time frame, is in a bear trend, right. So GBP USD did exactly that. So it came into this era, right, and pushed down, right. So this is where I had the trade setup, right. So if you was trading my technical analysis, right, if you're an intraday trader, you'd have gotten some pips out of this move, right. So it came in once, pushed down, came in again, pushed down. All right, so let me go over to the weekly time frame for this week technical analysis. All right, so the GBP USD is in a bear trend currently. Go over to the daily time frame. So daily time frame is also in a bear trend. Right, so the GBP USD is currently bearish. Right, so let me go down to the 4-hour time frame. Alright, so 4-hour time frame is constantly making lower highs and lower lows. So if the GBP USD is respecting the bear trend, the GBP USD should take out this lower low right here and continue further down. Yeah, so the GBP USD will come back to this area for a retest. Right, if it doesn't break through this area, it will push further down. However, if it breaks through this lower high right here, if it breaks through this higher low right here, it will come back to this higher low for a retest. However, if it fails to break through this area, it will push further down and take out this lower low. However, if it breaks through this area, it will come back to this lower high. Right, so that's it for the GBP USD. So let's move on over to the US Canadian. Alright, so last week in my technical analysis for the US CAD, said that the US CAD would pull back into this area and then push further up. However, I was right. The US CAD did pull back to this area, push further up. But the US CAD is in a bull trend. Alright, so the US CAD is trying to break back into this up move. So we have two higher highs and higher low. So for this week, I'm gonna have the US CAD So for this week, the US CAD already pulled back into this area for support. Right, so the US CAD is expected to push further up and then possibly come back into this area for support. If the US CAD fail to push further up, the US CAD will pull back, come back into this area for support. Now this area right here is going to offer some resistance for the US CAD. So if you are trading this US CAD, watch out for a pullback when it reaches into this area. So that's it for the US CAD. Currently the US CAD is targeting this area, so it is going to push further up. Let's go over to the gold. So in my last technical analysis, I mentioned that the gold is going to come into this area and meet some resistance into this area. Alright, so you can look at sell trade into this area, and I was correct. The gold did came into this area, failed to break through this area right here, and pull back into this area for support. So the gold is expected to pull back into this area for support. However, if this area fails to support the gold will push further down into this area for support. So that's it for the gold. Let's go over to the Bitcoin USD. So in my last technical analysis, I said the Bitcoin would pull back into this area for support and then push up into this area. I was right. The Bitcoin came into this area right here, push up, failed to break through this area, push further down into this area for support. Now the Bitcoin is creating lower highs and lower lows. So the Bitcoin is starting to reverse on the 4-hour time frame. So let's go up to the daily time frame and see what's going on. So the Bitcoin break this area right here, so it's on a downward trajectory. So the Bitcoin is making lower highs and lower lows. So the Bitcoin is expected to come into this area, take out this area, and push further down if it's continuing this bear trend. However, if this area support itself, Bitcoin would push further up into this area. So for now, the Bitcoin is targeting this area. So the Bitcoin is expecting to push further down. So that's it for the Bitcoin. Let's go over to the GBP Jpy. So in my last video, I said GBP Jpy would come back into this area for support. It did. So GBP Jpy came into this area, starting to push further up. So the GBP Jpy is still creating lower highs and lower lows. So the GBP Jpy is expected to come back into this area for support. Now if the GBP Jpy fails to support itself, it will push further up. Now if the GBP Jpy support itself, it will continue the bear trend and push further down into this area. So that's it for the GBP Jpy. So let's move over to the EUR USD. In my last technical analysis, the EUR USD is making lower highs and lower lows. So the EUR USD is in a strong bear trend. So I was hoping for the EUR USD to come back into this area and gain some resistance to push further up into this lower high. However, the EUR USD push further down than expected. So the bear trend is very strong. So the EUR USD is expected to continue the bear trend and push further down. Now if this area support itself, EUR USD will come back into this area for support. So the EUR USD is expected to continue the bear trend. So if you are going to trade this analysis, wait for a pullback into this lower high. So that's it for the Euro USD. Now let's move over to the Ethereum. Now the Ethereum is in a bull trend. So the Ethereum is making a correction. Let's move over to the 4-hour chart. In my last analysis, I said that the Ethereum would pull back into this area for support. However, I said that the Ethereum would gain resistance in this area because it's starting to create lower lows, lower highs and lower lows, right? So the Ethereum failed to support itself at this lower high. So the Ethereum is starting to make lower highs and lower lows. So the Ethereum break this lower high. So the Ethereum is trying to break back into the bull trend. However, if the Ethereum fail to continue the bull trend, it will take out this lower low. Right, so for now, wait for the Ethereum to pull back in this lower high for a down move. So that's it for the Ethereum. But however, if the Ethereum takes out this lower high right here, it will continue the bull trend. But if it fails to take out this area, it will push further down and continue a bear trend. So that's it for the Ethereum. Remember, trade at your own risk. No analysis is 100% effective. So if you are trading my analysis, trade at your own risk. Please like, share, and subscribe for more videos.